Hey everyone, welcome back and I hope you're all having an awesome day. Yesterday was the 6th round of the Tata Steel Masters and Magnus Carlsen faced Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Magnus had the white pieces in this game and I'm going to show you the game from move 29. The opening was the Queen's Gambit accepted. Magnus succeeded in provoking Mamedyarov into playing the move b6, b5 a couple of moves back. And in this position, Magnus now played his knight into c5, attacking the weakness on a6. So white is definitely causing black a bit of discomfort in this position. Mamedyarov responded with knight 5 to b6, so that offers an exchange of bishops, and this allows Carlsen to play knight takes a6. So this is playable, but black's plan is to take on f3, damaging white's structure, and then knight c4, where black should get enough counterplay against this weakness on a3. So here Carlsen decided to drop the bishop back, bishop to e2. Mamedyarov continued with knight to c4. So here if knight takes a6, then black would play knight takes a3. So Carlsen played a4. This cannot be taken because the knight would be on pre. White wants to go a5. And then black would be slightly uncomfortable because of this weakness on a6. So instead of sitting around and trying to defend, for example, playing a move like bishop d5, and then rook to c6, Mamedyarov decided to react actively. Here he played the move knight d to b6, provoking a5 from Carlsen, which Carlsen played, knight d5. So Mamedyarov gives up on the a6 pawn with the hopes of imbalancing the position, with knight d takes e3. Knight takes d1, rook takes d1. So rook takes c8 is also playable, but Carlsen opted for rook takes d1. So white has two minor pieces against the rook and a pawn. And usually in the endgame, the rook would be preferred over the two minor pieces. But here white has this outside a pawn, which could be his trump card. So Mamedyarov played rook to c2, attacking the bishop, and it's always nice to put your rook on the second rank or 7th rank. So here Carlsen played bishop to f3, trying to exchange off this bishop which controls the promotion square. And that also helps to alleviate some pressure off g2. So bishop takes f3 is playable. Black would most likely play rook to d4, trying to get active. But he has to be a bit careful here. For example, if knight b3, if black decides to take the pawn, then here rook d2, threatening to get behind the passed pawn. If rook c3, then knight d to c5, and black will have difficulty stopping this outside passed pawn. So rook c8 kind of has to be played, but here white just managed to make progress. So in this position, Mamedyarov played bishop to e4, attacking the pinned knight. Carlsen played knight a to c5. If knight to f2, then black can take. Play rook c1, threatening bishop c2, so king to h2. But that leaves white's pieces a bit tangled up, and this king is back in the corner, which is not something you would want in the endgame. So after the move bishop e4, knight a to c5. So black was probably hoping that white would take, where here white would have to play rook f1 check, because if knight f2, then rook takes, followed by pinning the knight. So here rook f1, but this allows black to get activity with rook d to d2. So here Carlsen played knight a to c5. Bishop takes, rook takes d3, rook takes, knight takes d3, and e5. So this is still anyone's game. White has the outside passed pawn, And Black's main source of counterplay is going to be his kingside majority. So here Carlsen played bishop to b7, avoiding the move e4. e4 anyway from Mamedyarov. We have knight c5, king to e5, activating the king, a6, pushing the pawn, and rook a2 is forced to prevent a7. So here we have the move bishop c6 from Carlsen, going after the b pawn, and here h5 from Mamedyarov. And this is probably a mistake. This move is a bit slow. Instead, maybe e3 was better. This would have kept Mamedyarov in the game. So if bishop takes b5, then king to d4. Black's king, an active rook, coupled with the dangerous e-pawn, should give him enough play in this position. And this also makes it difficult for white to advance the b-pawn, because then this knight would be undefended. So white would probably have to play the move king f1 in this position to control the promotion square, and also to try and get the king to e1 to stop black from going king c3, king to d2. This is still very complicated and things could go either way. So e3 would have kept Mamedyarov in the game, but instead Mamedyarov played h5, intending to go g4. Carlsen took the pawn, g4 for Mamedyarov, h takes g4, bishop c4 attacking the rook, and also making way for the b pawn to run down the board. Rook a1 check, king h2 from Carlsen. King f2 would be a mistake, because after the move f4, black's pawns are simply too dangerous. For example, if b5, then g3 check, king e2, and here a very nice move, f3 check. After that is taken, g2, with no defense for g1 queen. So here king to h2 from Carlsen, f4. Carlsen pushes his pawn, f3, b6, king f4 from Mamedyarov, one last trick. So if b7, then g3, and white would get mated with rook h1. So in this position, Magnus played knight takes e4, and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov resigned the game. So if the move g3, then simply knight takes g3, and if king takes knight, then b7 and white queens. If rook b1, simply a7, and one of these pawns is going to queen. So a good result for Carlsen that puts him on +2. In the other games, Anish Giri managed to defeat Jan Krzysztof Duda with the black pieces. So 3 wins for Giri, all with the black pieces. And Jordan Van Forest managed to defeat Vladimir Fedoseev with the white pieces. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the game. Thanks for watching and have a great day.